Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's McFly, the top motivator in the world and your sober messenger. I have a very influential person right here standing with me. Why don't you tell him your name and where you're from?
Well, my name is Suleiman Hassan. I'm from West Philadelphia.
Okay. You're from West Philadelphia. And what do you do?
Well, I'm a nonprofit organization which started in 2018 that helped those struggling with the disease of addiction and also help them, curb violence.
Okay. Now, what's the name of your organization?
Oh, the organization is called Soldiers for Recovery.
Soldiers for Recovery. Wonderful. How did it start? How did this program come about?
Well, it came about from my own personal experience of using drug use for over 20 years. And I got sober and I wanted to just do more to help me stay sober. So outside of going to rehabs, helping those that's in there already, me speaking to them, I wanted to do more. So I came up with an idea. I know that soldiers fight, which I got to fight every day. And I have to fight for my recovery because it's like a war. So I said, hey, man, why not come up with something called Soldiers for Recovery? And that's what I came up with. And I started my Instagram page back in 2018 with it.
Oh, wow. I started in 2018 as well. So Soldiers for Recovery, how is that helping in the communities? Because we know that drug addiction is big in the communities right now. So how is that helping with gun violence as well?
Well, Soldiers for Recovery, it helps in a major way because most of the time the crimes that are being committed is due to drugs. Either to go and use drugs, you go and commit a crime. The most people that I know when I was out there, you had to commit a robbery or you go something simple as into a Rite Aid. You might snatch a purse, you know what I'm saying? And then you have other ones that commit bigger crimes like carjacking, just so they can go sell the car, purchase some drugs. You know what I'm saying? So both of them are connected.
Right.
So what I do is I dive in with my program just to show the young men, young women that there's another way to go about it.
Yes.
Which curbs, maybe at a minute level, but it helps that one individual not to go out and commit a crime with a gun or hurting somebody, harming somebody with a pistol to their, head, stomach, or whatever. All of that is connected with drugs and alcohol as well. Because most of the time, most of these individuals that are committing these crimes, they either selling drugs or taking them.
Yeah, and a lot of people, have woke up in a jail cell and they said, what happened? I committed murder. Wow, I didn't know I committed murder. Well, you got 12 Xannies in your system, Percocets in your system, and this is the result. Or the person that's selling the drug that want to protect their turf, right? And they get into a conflict, and guess what? They start killing each other because of their turf.
Right.
So drug addiction plays a major part in the whole facility of gun violence.
Absolutely.
When you look at Philadelphia, right? How do you see Philadelphia? How does a great Philadelphia look to you? Like, what does it look like to you?
Well, great Philadelphia would look like the communities being more involved.
Okay.
Parents in the Philadelphia area taking accountability and responsibility for their children.
Right.
More programs.
Okay.
I believe that the programs that they shut down, like the Boys and Girls Clubs, Haddington, and other facilities like that. Like Haddington should be like the model of Philadelphia because they're still open.
Okay.
If we had more situations like that, places that children can go and do things, young teens, young adults, I think the city of Philadelphia will be back into a better place because despite what was going on in the 80s, we had those places where teens can go, children can go. And, we would play baseball, football. We would have counselors there to help us. So I would love to see Philadelphia get back to the roots of what prevented a lot of violence back in the 80s compared to now.
Do you think that those who are committing homicides, the homicide rate being high is based around drug addiction?
I believe that it plays about a 70% part of that.
Get into it.
70% part. The reason why is some of these kids today, I mean, whether we like it or not, we have to look at the social media. So some of these kids are doing things out of ignorance for social media, committing crimes, gangs, they beating up people. Most of those kids, they're not on drugs. Now, the most serious ones, which is the 70%, those guys and women, they're on drugs. They're doing it for to get high or to sell drugs, to get their next flip. You know, so they're willing to do anything with a pistol. And most of the time, 9 times out of 10, they're high when they're doing it. Just like you mentioned before, a lot of people wake up in jail due to gun violence, something that they did with a pistol, and they don't even remember how they got there. Not to mention alcohol. You have individuals that commit crime with alcohol because they're drunk. You get in a fight at a bar. You might kill 2-3 people. Don't remember, you wake up in jail and they tell you you're never coming home because you done killed your cousin. You done killed your brother. You know, these kind of things happen in our community due to drugs and alcohol, which relates to gun violence in our city.
Absolutely. So the summer is approaching. What programs or events do you have taking place for the summer with Soldiers for Recovery?
Well, right now, I'm looking to have more speaking engagements throughout the city of Philadelphia and surrounding counties. I'm working on getting the program in which I developed with a few colleagues of mine. It's called the No Man Left Behind program, in which it addresses students and children and adults with gun violence, drug addiction. It's an 8-week program which will cover for the summer, you know, so, and it's designed to dig inside the minds of the individual, why they are committing crimes. Why do they feel they need to carry a gun? Why do they feel they need to smoke weed? Why do you feel like you need to take a pill? Why do you feel these things? You know, so the program is designed to dig into the mind and have the individual look inside themselves for the answers.
You know, it's amazing that you said that, because drug addiction and mental health goes hand in hand. So you're going to definitely be speaking on drug addiction, but you're also going to be speaking on mental health as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I'm happy that you're going to be speaking on that, because even with people with their trauma, drug addiction, then murders.
Right.
Trauma, drug addiction, murders. So last but not least, is it anybody that you're going to be working with in the city of Philadelphia, well, to expand your brand and your organization and just collaborate with other people across the city?
Yeah, I would love to work with you. But realistically, I'm open to working with anybody that shares the same purpose and same desires of helping our community, helping our city. So I don't have anyone in particular, but anyone that's open to share the same mission that I have. Whether it doesn't matter what it is. You know, it can be child abuse, it can be addiction, gun violence. I'm open to every area. So it's more so people can get in contact with me, and just like you, I'm right there.
Right, you are right there.
I'm right there.
And one last question, because I had to before we end the segment. Why do you think people don't speak about drug addiction as much in Philadelphia as it relates to gun violence?
Because honestly, I believe that they ignore it. It's like a cliche, you know, they don't want to be the one or be the family to be looked down on.
Okay.
You know, it's more so that's like the lowest of the lowest person you can be in the hood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's more of a mindset.
Okay.
That was embedded in us since the 80s. Like, you remember going to the store with the food stamps. And, you know, you remember going to the store and people know that your mom is on crack. So it's like, now you're on crack.
Right.
So, you know, and no one wants to shine a light on, well, that person's on drugs now, or my child. You know what I'm saying? You know, so it's more so a mindset, man, and it's actually destroying us. It's actually destroying us. So I believe if we change the mindset of the people, you know, they come out of that thinking.
So with that being said, is there anything that you will want to tell the people? Is there anything that we haven't talked about that you want to mention? Anything before we finally end this interview?
I just want to say that it's okay not to be okay. You know, it's okay for the things that, you know, happen to you that it's not your fault. So that part is not okay, but you have to be okay with it. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of things happen to us, happen to me, happen to B, that wasn't our fault, that led us down a dark path of using drugs and alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I want you guys to take away from this conversation to get to the core nature of why. Why you keep picking up every day? Why you keep picking up that pistol and you going out and you feel like you gotta hurt somebody? You know, because when you get to the core of why, I guarantee you, you'll never have to live that way again. So if anything, I want y'all to take that from me, from me, Suleiman Hassan. Get to the reason why, the real reason, dig deep inside yourself. Why you feel like you got to go out there every day and use a pistol? Why you got to go out there every day to pick up a drug and then use the pistol? You know, it's a no-win situation.
Let them know your organization again.
Okay. My organization is called Soldiers for Recovery.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nonprofit organization. You can find me on Instagram, Soldiers for Recovery. My website is soldiersforrecovery.org. And that's about it.
Thanks a lot, man. We out. Wonderful.
Good.